Alright, welcome. We are live again. You make sure our music is at an appropriate level for now. That is not appropriate. There we go. Alright, so this is a new stream that we're going to be trying. It probably won't work, but I want to try it just because. Think of it as a trial stream. If, and apparently the game isn't showing up. But we are going to be attempting something here, if it will work out. Let me wait and see if we actually have the screen working, because it worked before. Is it working? Let me mess with Streamlabs here for a moment. There we go. That's better. Now, you all will have to bear with me because this game will pause when I'm not it's not an active window, since it is not a windowed screen. Or it is a windowed. Windowless does not work well with this. But we are going to be using NASCAR Racing 2003 season and doing a little bit of fun on our own terms. So, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to attempt to commentate a race. I'm going to mess with the length of it and see if it actually is worth what length of race would be good to do, because we're not going to do a full, like, 2-hour, 200 lap something race on a 3-mile track or something. But, we're going to attempt it. So, this stream has a premise, and again, I'm just saying this for the people, the 1 or 2 people watching in a DVR afterward. Hello, recorded people. But what we're going to be doing is using a very specific set of cars for today's race. So this entire scenario is based off of the Touhou project series of bullet hell games. But I decided, you know, I like these characters, so I'm just going to make race cars of them for no reason. So I started doing so. Now we have 20 cars that are here today that are going to be participating. Let me scroll up to the top here. 20 different cars that are going to be racing, and I've spent a lot of time actually building each and every one of these cars. So we're going to be quickly going down the list before we start the race, and again, these are all characters from the Touhou project series, so if you don't know them, their names are kind of hard to pronounce sometimes. So first off, starting our pack is Chirno. She's an ice fairy, and I actually did make teams, like different actual teams for each driver. Here, let me scroll over to the right page. So her team is the Lake Ferry crew, and they actually have multiple people on each team, but they have one driver. Next driver is Flandra Scarlet from Scarlet Motorsports. And it took a while. I had to learn to use GIMP, that editing software, that suite, to make all of these cars and import them. So, and I used WinMip, I believe, is another software to import them into the game. So she is number 28, and number 24 we have Marie Sekira Same of the, I believe she is with the Forest Runners. Then we have Rinosuke Morichika. He runs an antique shop, but he's with the Village Auto Club. He's the only guy in this, all the rest are girls. He's the only male racer in this right now, because the series just doesn't have many actual important male characters for some reason. Next up is number 8. We have Reizin Udongin Inaba. I may have butchered that pronunciation, but yeah, she has 3 names. She's a moon rabbit from the moon. And her team is, I believe, Ainte Moonrunners. But each team also has a primary sponsor, and I made corporate logos for like fictional services. So this one would be Yagakoro Medical Services. That's a reference to another character. So yeah, I was just having fun with all this, is the most part. Next up we have Utsuho Ryuji. She is with Blazing Geyser Motors, and it's actually, canonically, the cars here are not powered by gasoline, they are powered by nuclear fusion energy used in cells provided by Utsuho Ryuji, because she's pretty much a living nuclear fusion reactor. That's her character, and she's a bird. But anyway, she's basically the one that provides power for the entire organization. Next up we have Clownpiece. She is a hell fairy who lives on the moon, And the reason her car is an American flag is because she decided the American flag that was on the moon was a good idea to base what she dressed around. She just made that into her dress, even though she had no clue what America was. She is with Hellfire Racing Co. Next, we have Ren Yakumo, if I can find her here. She is with Gapsogeo Automotive, and actually their sponsor is on my shirt as well. That's Yakumo Border Patrol. I got that from Revolve, but anyway. Next up, we got Yomu Kanpaku from, oh god, how do I even... The shrine she's from is impronounceable, but her team is Netherworld Racing. Then we have, oh god, now I have to try to pronounce this one. Megamu Izuna Maru. I don't know if it's an L. I think it's an I. Izuna Maru, something like that. So she's with the Commerce Raiders Racing Co. Then we have Momiji Inubashiri with the Yokai Mountaineers in the 32 car. In the 42 car, we have Suika Ibuki with the Ancient Hell Racers. Again, I do have a spreadsheet that I've made all of this for. It's a really dumb hobby, by the way. But next up in the 87 car, we have Keiki Haniyasushin, I believe is how you pronounce that. I just mostly focus on the first names, to be honest with you. She represents pretty much a god. She's a goddess that can create like idols out of clay, basically. Next up, we have the Living Taiko Drum, Raiko Horikawa, in number 88 car. She is what she says on the tin. She's a living taiko drum. But then we have in the 78 car, Miss Sane Kochia, who is part of the Moria Motor Team. Oh, I forgot to mention, Raiko was part of the Thunder Rhythm crew, and Keiki was part of the Haniwa Racing Corps. But back to Sane, that's important because all the vehicles here are manufactured by a partnership between the Kappa of Yokai Mountain and the Moria Shrine. So Moria Shrine iconography is on all of these cars instead of the standard logos. But next up in the number 10, we have Mikko Toyota Tomimi. She is a Taoist who lives underground, and she is from Talgo Motors. After that, we have Miss Reimu Hakure, the main character of the series herself, of the Hakure Shrine, on the Haku Racing team in the 97 car. Took me long enough to make her, even though she's like the main character. Next up, we have Byakuren Hijiri, a Buddhist under Murin Motors in number 3 car. And next, in the number 13 car, we have Hina Kageyama. She is a misfortune goddess, in fact, as part of the Wheels of Fortune team. And then the last one that is going to be racing today is Miss Okina Matara. She is a goddess of backdoors and seasons, and her team is Hidden Wheels in the 04 car. So we have a pretty odd lineup for our start. How long did it take to make all of these? Much hours. I think each car itself takes 2 to 3 hours total, just from getting assets and turning them into PNGs and manipulating them. So a lot of this is art, but a lot of the other stuff is other assets from like games, and then messing around in Adobe Premiere for the text boxes. But yes, it is layer-based image editing. So now that we have the driver lineup, we are going to get to the race itself. And I'm hoping, I've been tweaking with the settings, hopefully we'll get an interesting race. But again, this is a trial run. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing stuff like this, but this is all a trial race. So that's what we're going to try with this. And of course, another warning is, with everything going on, I got to make sure that the game doesn't freeze up too much, because I have had a few crashes in the testing before this. So we will see. We're going to do a single race. We don't want it to be too incredibly long, but we're going to have a simulation, realistic. The reason I'm using this game, NASCAR Racing 2003, is because it is not only free, but because it's abandonware, but it also is one of the most realistic for its time, even though it is from 2003. So you're going to do some risky settings. These are all canonically rookie drivers. They have never done a full race before, so hopefully we should see a crash or two. I've tried to make it a bit more likely, Here, let's see. That may increase some of the fun here, increase the speed. Now, how long of a race do we want is the question. We're going to be picking definitely not Dover International Speedway. This is not anything in the outside world. We're going into Gensokyo because the organization for racing here is GasCar instead of NASCAR. It's the Gensokyo Association for Stock Car Auto Racing. But that's definitely not Dover. It's the Reservoir Speedway of Yokai Mountain. Just ignore that off to the left. So I'd say 200 laps may not be a good amount. Let's go for a bit shorter. How about maybe, because this is going to be a decent length. How about 140? Maybe 140% race. I think that's good enough for now. It'll make it an interesting test run. We're going to have full with yellows, so that'll allow me to test my commentating skills as well. So, now to get it actually AI only, give me a second. I'm going to be messing with some settings here. And once I get these done, I will... Alright, here we go. I believe we are ready. Now the drivers are just about to pull out of pit lane, and we will get started with this race. Oh, uh-oh, why is it not showing up? It just showed up before. Hello? Game? Game? Hello? Why is it doing this? It worked before. I don't get it. Why is it not showing up? Hello? Great, this is going to be a scuffed part. Hopefully I can trim part of this out during the post-production. It's just not showing up. Why is it not showing up? Hello? Please? Please. Is it really gonna do this to me? I'm just trying my best here. Please? Please. Alright, let me retry this whole thing. It's just not recognizing it at all. Am I just gonna have to go with a screen display here? Because that may be what we have to go with. Alright, we're gonna have to go with just straight up screen display, and you get the activate Windows thing next to it, because I am not going to pay for Windows. Now does it want to act up? There we go, now I don't have to do that, thank God. Okay. Let's get back to it. Okay. Alright, and let's make sure we are on the right position to view the race, and we will get started here. Okay. Now let's hope it doesn't crash, shall we? The race will start soon, and let's get ready.
Drivers, start your
Drivers, to
And
your
he cut it
cars.
off. You didn't even let him finish start your engines. That's a bit rude. Also, you can tell this game may not be the most up-to-date in terms of graphics. Of course, it is from 2003, but thankfully my own car designs don't look too bad out on the track. So I'm just going to pick a standard middle of the pack here to choose for the opening caution. The starting lineup, we have Marisa Kirasame, then Keiki, then Hina, then Clown Piece, then Momoyo, then Raisin, then Reimu, then Suika, then I believe Byakurin, Utsuho, then Ran, then Miko, then Okina, Momiji, Flandra, Rinosuke, Raiko, Chirino, Yomu, and Sane in the back. So I know these characters pretty well, I'll just say that much. Let's head back up to the front of the pack to get started. We can also alternate which method we are using for our camera. We can also go into a helicopter cam at the top. And we are approaching the end of our opening caution. Let us go to a far chase, and we are green. We are green for the first lap of the Gensokyo Auto Services Trial 300 run. Actually, it's not 300, but still. The trial run of the Gensokyo 300. So, we have a strong start here, very fast opening, and it seems we're still double wide going into the first set of turns. If I can head us back to the standard TV view. That will lower the engine volume a bit for us. Nothing too noticeable too far. We do have Kiki going pretty far to the outside with Clown Piece drafting behind her. Marisa still has the lead with Hina coming up on behind in second. Even for a Misfortune God, it seems the race has given her a good start. We have Reimu Hakare dropping back in the turn on the outside over here. You can see my cursor as well. So, as well, we have a lot of clustering in the back, which is consistent with other testing. I'm doing my best to give us a interesting race here, but we'll see. Again, we are ironing out some bugs. We have now Miss Miko behind Suika Ibuki, and if we head closer to the front, we should be able to choose... Actually, let's check on the back for a second. It seems Sane Kochia, who started off in the back, has gained, it looks like, 7 to 8 places. I think that's 8 places up. She's now in 12th, right behind Yomu Kanpaku, and with Raisin to the outside. Or Raisin, it's hard to say. But then again, what names in Touhou aren't hard to say. Let's check on our race leader, Miss Reimu, actually not Reimu, Miss Marisa Kirasame. She's still in the lead, with Hina trailing somewhat behind by, I believe, a few tenths of a second. But if that, but now it is close. We have, I believe that's Momoyo behind her. Head us to a rear chase. We can see behind our race leader here, Marisa Kirasame. Her sponsor, if I can check right here, is hers is Hakuro Conduits, as it is the power of her Hakuro, that furnace that has, looks like has almost helped her car go faster, but of course that would be an illegal modification. Oh, it's look like we are in a caution yellow here. Let us pause and see if we can locate what caused this competition yellow. Let's head back to the rear of the pack with... we can pause because I do have good replay features. Let's try to pinpoint the moment this began. We are still, I think, at a yellow at this point, so let's keep backing up. And we will see where the trouble started. Oh, it looks like Clown Piece is in the booth, is in the pit lane. Let's see what caused this. If we advance further, maybe we can get a little glimpse of a clue. Where is Clown Piece? Because I believe if we follow her, we should be able to find the cause of this accident, if it is one. Ooh, yes, I believe we found it. Let's give us a good replay. Ooh, that's a big crash. So, if y'all are still here with me, let us check out on what caused this hell of a mess. Roll the replay. Clown Piece is going pretty slow. If we back up a bit more, does that mean she's had engine troubles? She's keeping up the pace. I believe it's engine troubles for Miss Clown Piece. Let's follow from a TV view. And cars are swerving. Oh, she got nudged by Sane in the back. And if we back this up a bit, it seems Miss Keiki was right behind her. So if we go to Miss Keiki, where's the K? There we go. And we change the view to a far chase. We can see a little bit more of what was going on at the time. So as you can see, Clown Piece is falling behind there. She tries to cut to the inside. Sane bumps from the back, bumps into Keiki. And there we go. That's what caused this. So it seems Utsuho Ryushi slammed into the back of Keiki, which then collected Shirno into the crash. Let's go back again. A little bit further. And headed up from a TV view. No, not pit lane. I want TV. Okay, here's the initial collision, sending Clown Piece reeling to the infield. Sorry, the infield. This isn't baseball. Now, coming up behind, ooh, I forgot to mention, Chirno, it seems, got into an accident before that point. Let's hover over to Chirno. I just want to make sure we understand completely what happened at this point. So, Rinosuke, it appears, loses control separately of her, and then that causes Chirno to swerve as well. Oh wow, so much is going on at once. We have a lot of cars up to the outside, like Ran, we have Flandra, we have Oku, Utsuho, her nickname's Oku, and then we have Okina. So, if we press play here, we can see exactly what happened from the back of this. I just want to make sure we have the best view possible. Let's go with a far chase. As you can see, up here is Clown Piece. She is about to get hit by Miss Sane. Go back a bit more. So Clown Piece is dropping behind. She's going to get hit. Boom, there's the first collision. Keiki gets collected, or just hit in the back as well. That will lead into the next part. The outside lane seems fine for now. And then at this point, it looks like Rinosuke has had tire trouble. I see some loose rubber from the front. I believe that may be debris that tripped up Rinosuke's car right here in front of Chirno. Rinosuke loses control. Keiki being slammed by Clown Piece causes her to hit Utsuho and send Utsuho flying. Boom! Right into the front left tire of Okina, which collects her. Actually, I think that slams her into the wall. Yes, it does slam her into the wall. Then Chirno has a head-on collision with Miss Clown Piece. Boom, right there. Keiki spins, Clown Piece spins. That is quite the wreck right there. So if we follow Miss Keiki after the incident, we can see what happens in the aftermath. Yeah, that is quite an interesting crash, and I believe this is only lap 5, so that's a lot of damage for just one lap, especially this early into the race. It seems like the settings I put in are a little too effective. Of course, this didn't happen in my earlier testing. Oh, but it seems Keiki has enough damage that's not bad enough for her to go into the pits. So if we view the pit camera here, we can see Clown Piece coming in. That may be the end of her day. I believe Clown Piece is now... Let's see if she can get that damage repaired or if it's too much for her. Oh, hello, Dick. Welcome. We can also see Utsuho coming into the pits. Poor girl. I know she's been practicing a lot for this race. At least it's a trial race. This isn't a point awarding race. So if we go to Ryushi, we should be able to find her. Yes, she is heading to the pits. Let's see if she is able to get damage repaired. Ah, we have reached the live replay. So let us head here, and we are now live. I have paused the game while we were reviewing the footage, and now she is back in her pits. I believe she is done for the day. So let us head back into the caution here. We will see how long this lasts. Head up to the front where Marisa Kurosame is still the race leader for the first caution of the race. And it seems, at least from the beginning here, the top 3 have not changed. That has been Marisa Kurosame, Hina Kageyama, and Momoyo, I cannot pronounce her last name. So, those three have been leading the race, and if we head closer to the back of the pack, we can see around where the rest of the race has left us. It seems Reimu's right in the middle, but I want someone near the back. Let's go for Momiji. So Cherno has recovered from the wreck, despite being probably the biggest one caught up in it besides Clownpiece. I believe Clownpiece's day is over right now. And everyone's talking in Russian in the chat, nice. But we then have Rinosuke in front, who also appeared to have some tire damage. I don't know if he got that repaired, but he is not pitted yet. We also have in front of him Misane Kochia, then Philandra Scarlet, and Reizen Udongi Ninaba, who we are viewing right now. And in front of that we have Ren Yakumo in the 19 car. I should be using the car numbers since most of y'all don't know the character names. Sorry about that. So yeah, Reizen is in the 8 car, and also involved in the collision before. We have had Philandra Scarlet in the 28 car going into the wall during the collision. Sane Kochia being, I believe, caught up and slammed from the back in the 78 car. Rinosuke Morichika behind her in the 57 car, who has also taken damage in the past collision. And behind her is Cherno, who has no last name, but in the 09 car, that's the one with the circle around it, she has also managed to take a decent amount of damage, but it looks like it was more superficial than we thought. Either that, or she did manage to sneak into the pits. I don't think she did, though. I don't think we got a pit stop there, and damage is on, by the way. We do have damage on. Behind her is Keiki, who has lost her back bumper if we move to Keiki here. That could lead to some more vulnerability later, and especially with aerodynamics, but it looks like we are getting close to ending our first yellow, and once we get back up to green, we will see what develops. It also appears, oh, Clownpiece is back up. She's at the back of the pack, but she's managed to repair her damage. She is also out of the back bumper, though. Both Keiki in the 87 and Clownpiece in the 11 are out of their back bumpers, and it appears Clownpiece is that her forming a second line? Is she forming a double wide restart? Where is she going? Or is she heading back into the pits? She may be heading back into the pits instead of going back out onto the racetrack for the damage rule. We'll see what happens. As you can see, these tire marks here show where the collision took place. I believe that is, if we pause here, if we go back to the helicopter view, is that turn 3? Or if we can also look from the spectator view. I believe that's turn 3, actually right into turn 4 that crash took place in. Oh, what just happened? There we go. Alright, so the caution continues. We may have a few more laps of this. I was tempted to turn cautions off because of this, but I wanted it to appear a bit more authentic. But no, it appears Miss Clownpiece has begun to form the double wide restart here, which is an option that was turned on. We'll see how this affects her chances following the restart. Yeah, y'all in the chat, I cannot read Russian, so, and I do not want to pull up Google Translate because it will pause what I'm doing here. Oh, it looks like the pace car is in. And we are about to go back to our green. And following that, we will have, I believe, 133 laps to go here at the Reservoir Stadium. So, alright, we are back to green. And going back into turn 1, it seems Clownpiece is, even though she's still in the 19th position, she is going to be up in the front of the pack. We'll see how that will affect our race leaders. And if that is the case, it appears Momoyo has taken second, the 76 car has taken second place from the number 13. The number 13 car of Hina Kageyama is losing a few places to both Byakuren Hijiri in the number 3 car, and Miko in the number 10 car behind her, and it seems Reimu Hakure is coming up on the inside, neck and neck with Miss Miko, but it seems Miko still has the edge on her at this point. Clownpiece, of course, is suffering some performance issues. She has to with that damaged car, but of course she still has her 19th position. If we can head to Miss Momoyo here, we can get a better view. She is in second place now. She's stolen it from Hina, and in the meantime, Marisa Kirasame is just blazing up in the lead, creating ever more of a gap between the front of the pack and the rest of the pack and her. And that's again her in the 24 car up to our left that is out of view. It also seems that Miss Byakuren Hijiri in the number 3 car cemented her place in 3rd. If we head back to her, yes, there's Byakuren. Next up is Clownpiece. She's still in last place, but she's in front of Mikko for the moment, being outlapped, despite the double-wide restart. And next up is, of course, Mikko Toyota Tonimi in the number 10 car for 4th place. You will give mercy this once. Oh, it appears Cherno is heading into the pits, I believe. Let us pause here. I want to see if that was another collision or them attempting to work on previous damage. Here, if we back up a bit, you can see them here. Let's head to, I believe, Miss Cherno. And head to a far chase camera, see what's going on here. Was there another collision? No, they're heading out of the pits. Ah, that's what. So they're heading out of the pits on a green flag right here. We can follow them. That's her, and in front of her is Mr. Rinosuke Morichika, the only male in this race. All the rest are female. But he's in the 57 car, Cherno is in the 09 car, and they are attempting to rejoin the pack. And let us continue. There we go. So they have successfully rejoined the pack. Cherno is in, actually not in front of, but next to Miss Sane Kochiya. I believe she is lapped at this point. She would have to be. Now let's check on Rinosuke, see where the game places him right now. Mr. Rinosuke. Of course, he even with the repairs, his car still seems to be a bit slower than the rest of the pack right now. Oh, and it seems Miss Sane is approaching in front of him. I believe Sane is the last car before the lapped cars. Actually, she's in 15th place. Who's in 16th? 19, 16. No, Keiki is in the 16th place. She still has a damaged race car, but she's out on the track. She is behind the pack, though. This may not be a good race for her unless another major accident happens. That is her only chance of getting back up to the front. So, we head back even further. There's the pace car, and we head back all the way to the front of the race. And here is Marisa Kurosame in the 24, still with a solid lead. We look at the rear. She has a few tenths of a second of a lead, it appears, in front of the rest of the pack. And Momoyo is still in second. It seems the positions have not changed too much noticeably. Let us head over to Miss Mikko. Yeah, it appears she is being approached by, I believe that is Yomu Kanpaku's car behind her that is gaining some ground. She is drafting with Miss Raiko Horikawa behind her in the red car. So it seems Mikko may have some trouble on her hands if they attempt to pass. Going back further, there's Yomu and then Raiko. Right here is Clownpiece again, still in 17th place because she did stay out in front of Cherno and Rinosuke. So she isn't in last place, but she is outlapped currently. So I believe she is the first of the outlapped cars. And behind her is Flandra Scarlet, who is going for a pass in the number 28 car. And she can complete it if we switch over to her, Flandra. So yes, Clownpiece is giving that to her as is courtesy. And behind her we have Reisen Udongi Inaban, the number 8. It seems Clownpiece behind them is going on the outside, allowing the other cars to pass, as her race car is just not doing as well right now. No wonder, even with a collision like that, it appears she did have engine troubles before that first collision happened, and that just made the damage worse. So even with what repairs they were able to put in, she's just not performing as well right now. That may not be a good starting race for her. If we head over to Miss Suika Ibuki, we can check closer back in the pack. Behind her is Miss Reimu Hakare in the 97. And it seems the middle of the pack here has a decent amount of coverage, while most of it has gone single file except for Clownpiece, who continues to drop back. But Reimu appears to be gaining a bit of ground, but Ran Yakumo behind her is maintaining distance. And we can see Hina. Oh, this is a bad drop for Hina. If we go over to her, Hina Kageyama, I believe she started the race in second, was it? But whatever magic she had then, she appears to be losing it, as she keeps losing more and more places. She is now back in 13th spot right now. That is a bit of misfortune for a goddess of misfortune. Fair enough. Let us switch our camera mode. Let us go to spectator. That way we can get a wider view of the track. Oh, we had a bit of a bump here going into, it looks like turn 3. Actually, no, I believe that's turn 1, not turn 3. No, it was turn 3, I was right. I should know where this is. Now we are on lap 25 of 140. And at this point, let us go minimize the camera view, and we will check on some of the current standings. Now, it's sadly Miss Utsuho Ryuji is the first driver who has to retire from the race, as she took much more damage being thrown around and bumped around during that collision. Besides that, we have Clownpiece, who's 2 laps behind, Chirno 2 laps behind, and Rinosuke, who's 2 laps behind, but it appears they have put Clownpiece behind Chirno and Rinosuke, even though she did stay out, so we'll see how that sorts itself out as the race goes on. Judging by that, oh my gosh, Miss Marisa Kurosame is currently a full second, more than a second, ahead of the rest of the pack. So if we check in on her, oh, she is very far out front. That is quite the lead. I don't know if anyone can catch up to her, to be honest. We'll see what happens when the first set of major pitting breaks comes around, because we have no clue how much fuel they have left. Of course, the way this works is that you have to be a player in the race, and you can retire from the race as soon as it starts to have an AI-only race, but it still counts you as having started. But besides that, we have only had 1 caution so far into the race, and in the current standings it is the Marisa, then Momoyo, Byakuren, Miko, Yomu, Raiko, Raisin, Okina, Flandra, Ran, Reimu, Suika, Momiji, Hina, Sane, Keiki, Chirno, Rinosuke, and Clownpiece. Now, of course, the last of the cars that are currently keeping up with the primary pack are Miss Sane Kojiya, as she is in the back of the main pack. If we can head over to her, and we can maximize the screen view again. Now, she barely managed to avoid that collision that happened in the first part. Actually, she may have even been involved in the front of that collision, but even then, she has appeared to maintain what ground she has had, and she is all that separates the on-lap with those that are out-lapped, I believe, at this point. Ready the goat? What do you need the goat? Who are you, Remy? Not Remy. Who are you, Liru? Gonna get the goat to swarm on all the players? Okay, no, that's a different reference. I'm sorry, I'm referencing something else. Anyway, sorry about that. So, heading back into this part of the race, it seems some of these drivers are slipping up the track a bit on some of these turns. Of course, they are rookies. This is their first full race, so they are doing fairly well, though, for the start. It is kind of sad, though, how much Hina has fallen back. We check back on her again. But going ahead, it seems, of course, Miss Marisa Kurosame is still blazing ahead. She has had very good lap time so far. Best lap of 22.6 seconds. That is a blazing fast lap so far. And it seems like she put her Master Spark in the back of her car. But let's head down the line here. Oh, and it has taken us to Miss Keiki. I believe we need to go the other way. There we go. Oh, okay. A recent development. Miss Byakuren Hijiri has passed Momoyo, and then so her in the number 3 car has now taken 2nd place. And behind her is now Miss Momoyo. Following her is Miko, then Raisin, and then Raiko. It seems Raiko has passed Yomu, and so has Raisin. And it looks like Chirno is attempting to pass Yomu as well, even though Chirno is 2 laps down. So Chirno is not out of the race yet, despite being fairly beat up in that crash. How long it will take for another crash, though, we will see. Of course, one of the reasons there aren't as many crashes as I expect. Oh, it seems we have. Oh my God, we saw that live. Oh, we have a flip with Miss Raisin Udongi Inaba. Oh my. All right, time to pause that right there. Let us. Oh my, we saw that live on camera, folks. That is the end of their days, especially Raisins. Even right now, as we pause, we can see right there the damage where my cursor is. The entire left side of Raiko's car, the 88, has just been pushed in. That is going to probably end her day if she can't get that repaired. I don't think she can, to be honest. But let's back up. I have paused the simulation. We are going to do a review of that. That's going in the highlights. I may make highlights, we'll see. So let's go up, and the two cars that we were following, we were wondering when an accident was going to happen. We saw it here, folks. It looks like what tried to happen is Raisin was looking to complete... Actually, she wasn't even trying to pass. She was already in the front. It looks like maybe Raiko... I believe this way may be Raisin's fault, as she moved to the outside when she didn't need to. So if we look into this turn, let's do it from the far chase view, and press play here. So you can see Raisin going and drifting upside of the line. Maybe she came into the turn with too much speed. Actually, is this may be turn 3 again. Actually, no, I believe this is turn 1. So you can see her drifting to the outside. She's going to try to correct. She's going to try to correct me. Oh, nope, this is turn 3. You can see where the last crash was. She's losing speed, but Raisin's still trying to connect here. If anything, her chief should have told her to let Raiko go aside, because she did not have the speed to maintain her position. And boom, there's contact between the front right and back left of the two cars, the 8 and the 88. And that's going to drive both of them into the wall as Raisin attempts to correct and drives them both. So they are just locked on right now, and this point, it's irreversible. They go straight into the wall, slams into the left side and front left. Actually, if we go back a bit, but actually we can even slow it down. Boom. That just destroyed the front left, and then Raisin flips from that. One roll, that's, I believe, 2 rolls. We can even go back, let's go back and view that from Raisin's perspective. Actually, let's get a driver's side. Let's get a cockpit view of that. Go back a bit further. Right before the contact happens, we will go to Miss Raisin Udongi Inaba and head into a cockpit view, and we will see what went wrong here. Now, if you look at where my cursor is, you can see Raiko in the mirror coming up on her left. And as we press play here, boom, there we have contact. She's sliding into the wall. Boom, contact with the wall, and that momentum just caused 1 roll. There's 2. There, 2 full rolls. And she gets hit again. All right. Let us see who hit her a second time, because that may have collected a 3rd car here. We will go to the TV1 view, and we will back it up here. I believe that was Rinosuke who did that. Alright, there's the flips. Yes, Rinosuke clips her and causes her to spin more. That may have done some good damage. Oh my! Oh lord! I didn't even see that before. Oh no, that collected way more than it should have. It gets even worse here at the stadium. Oh no. Alright, let me make sure that we don't have the simulation running right now. Okay, we don't. Oh no, that's terrifying. Now let's head back and see exactly what happened piece by piece. So, after the initial collision, of course, Rinosuke comes up. Boom, there's a hit by Rinosuke. Raisin continues to spin, her car is destroyed. Hina slips by, then Reimu hits her a bit. Oh, okay, Reimu and, oh lord. So, if we go back a bit more, sorry about these. You can see both Reimu and Sane clip their front rights on the back left of Raisin right here. 1, 2, there's both clips. I believe Suika ducks out of the way, but head on into Momiji. Head on, and that also scrapes Clownpiece a little bit. Clown Piece is lucky to get out of that again with their first wreck, but that destroyed Momishi's day and her motor. Oh, that is terrifying to see right there. Oh my. And let's head back to the live view right now. Oh no. Yes, that is quite the caution. We have a lot of debris on the track. Oh my. And that's forced a lot of cars to the outside there. That is not a fun day right there. And we're only on lap 36. So that is something, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see Keiki here. Keiki has a decent amount of damage from her last collision. But she then, of course, has to maneuver around the two wrecked vehicles. And you can see, let's get a pit view. I want to see who's in the pits right now. I believe if we go to Miss Cherno, was Cherno involved? I don't believe she was. Maybe someone was involved that got clipped. Actually, I want to check in on Miss Reimu Hakare. Let's see if she actually returned to the pits or not. She is in the pits. Oh, yes, that took off both her and Sane's entire front right, as you can see. See if TV2 gives us a better... Yes, that entire panel, the whole quarter panel is gone here. Oh. So yes, they are all in the pits right now. Clown Piece is also coming into the pits despite minor damage. I guess her car needs it. Everyone else is currently also heading into the pits, taking this opportunity to get more fuel. You can view the pace car as well. Reimu Hakare has gotten her damage. She's taken a decent amount. And we can see the rest of the crew heading into the pits here. Let us scan through most of the rest of the pack. I've paused the simulation for now. Yomu, Cherno, Raiko. Of course, Raiko also was involved in the initial crash. So Raiko has some pretty solid damage as well. Keep in mind, this all started from a crash between Raiko and Raisin. So let me see if I can find a Raisin for you all as well. Then we have Suika, Rinosuke, and then Flandra, Hina, Momishi. Oh, can we get a view of the front of her car? That poor girl. Rear chase? Yes, her engine is completely destroyed. That is the end of her day. That poor girl. Oh my. So if we can keep heading up to TV, and then we can check the rest of the drivers. And Okina, Miko, Byakuren, Reimu Hakare, of course, has some here's Raisin. Let's check on Raisin's car here. She is very, very banged up from that roll. I don't know if she's going to be getting out of the pits here. She may not get out of the pits. Yeah, her entire front left quarter panel and her hood is just bent in really bad right now. I do not want to be her. And I believe we can resume right here, and we will see who gets out of pits. Let's head back to the pit lane control. Okay, race off pit road. Let's see who gets out. Of course, pit road is closed for exit right now. Marisa's out. Marisa beats. Okay, race off pit road. Marisa, then Byakuren, then Miko, Momoyo, Cherno, Yomu, Clown Piece, Okina, Rinosuke, Hina, Ran, Flandra, Suika. Oh, Keiki beats Suika. And then there appears to be only one more car left in the pits. That is Miss Raiko's car. Now, this amount of damage she sustained here, she may be trying to... Oh, nope, she's out. Raiko is out of the race. Sane is out. Oh, Sane's out as well. Oh, does that mean Reimu's out? Yes, Reimu's out as well. Poor Reimu. Oh, that little clip of damage that they got. Just, they could not handle it. They just could not. Are we on a green flag? Nope, pace car is still out. Now we're going to have mostly a single... I should have maybe made these settings a bit more lenient. It is only lap 39, and we have already had 2 major wrecks that have taken out multiple drivers. So while we are currently at a yellow flag waiting to go green, I'm going to check the standings. So of course, Utsuho has retired due to damage. Behind her is Rinosuke. Wait, is Rinosuke still in the race? Rinosuke... Yes, he is. He's still out on the field. Okay. Then Rinosuke, Clown Piece, Sane Kochiya, who will be finishing, whose day is over due to accident. Oh my. So that second accident there took out 5 drivers. That's a quarter of the field. So there are only 20 drivers here. That second accident took a quarter of the field. Jesus Christ. Now, of course, we have the cars that are 3 laps down are Rinosuke and Clown Piece, and then 2 laps down is Chirno. Rinosuke appears to be coming up to form the second file for the double file restart for the out-of-lap cars lining up to the left, as you can see on the screen right here. Sorry, driver side left. These 3 out-of-lap cars will start at the front as well to give them a fighting chance. Next up, we have of the unlapped cars, the last unlapped car is Miss Suika Ibuki. She is there at the back of the pack right here. She is lucky to miss that second crash as well. She stayed to the inside. She went below the yellow line to avoid that crash, and she has succeeded in avoiding it. And of course, in front of her in the 87 is Miss Keiki, who has had damage in the first collision, but appears to still be competitive. Now, if you think about that, discounting the lap cars, that means the vehicles, we only have 11 vehicles in contention for the win here. The rest are either behind or retired. Oh, pace car's in. Pace car's in, and I believe we are ready for a restart. We'll follow Miss Byakurin as we are going green for the 3rd time here at the Reservoir Speedway, which is definitely not just a rebranded NASCAR one. Ignore the signs on the walls. Maybe I should make my own track. That would probably be a lot more effort, though. I don't know if I'd want to make my own track. I may just reskin another one. Alright, so heading into this next part of the race, we have Cherno going out in front, even though she is lapped. And behind Cherno, we have Mikko, who has taken first place, I believe, from Marisa with that restart. Oh, this is the first time in the day Marisa is not leading. And she is at, oh, it's right now it's number 3 in the 10, the Buddhist versus the Taoist. And I believe the Buddhist has won, as Byakurin Hijiri beats out Mikko, the Taoist, and gains first place, but now Marisa's behind her. Marisa's going to be very aggressive in trying to go for that in front of her. Marisa does not like giving away that first place spot. And of course, in front of them, they have Cherno attempting to unlap herself, but that probably won't happen. And there you go. There you have it. Miss Byakurin letting our leader, Marisa, take it back. So Marisa, I believe, was out of first place for 1 or 2 laps, if that. So, barely more than a lap. Sorry, 1 second. The screen's paused for a second while I do this. There we go. We're back. Now, we've had a pretty exciting race so far. Maybe Cherno will try to screw over Marisa. Of course, that would black flag her and probably dock her points, even though she doesn't have any right now. No, yeah, Cherno, in a odd move of confidence and smartness, is playing it safe and allowing Marisa to go in front of her, which is not normally something. Cherno is not known for being that smart, to be honest, but that's what the 9 is for on her car. Now, it seems Miss Yomu Kampaku is going for 2nd place, and she's going to win it, I believe, if she can pull it off. No, it's still double. Oh, no, Yomu has done it. In the number 12 car, she has gained 2nd place, and she is in contention for the win. So, behind her, that puts the Buddhist and the Taoist back together, the 3 and the 10 car. And it appears, they are taking the position back from Yomu, so it's a fight for second right now. Also behind them is Ran Yakumo in the 19 car, also in contention, also edging out or close double wide with Yomu. And now Byakurin is solely back in second place, and it's still a battle for second with the Taoist. If we move our camera a bit further back here, let's head closer to the middle of the pack. We have Hina Kageyama, who has made a bit of a recovery, but is falling behind yet again. That restart helped her, but her car just does not seem as fast as some of the others right now. And a case in point in front of that, the fight for 5th place in front of them is between Momoyo and Flandra Scarlet. And behind her, behind Miss Hina, we have Okina in the 04 car. And each of these numbers have meanings. For example, the meaning is related to the driver. If you take this car, number 13, for example, of course, since Hina is a misfortune goddess, her number is 13, because, you know, unlucky. And if we go to another driver who has a similar meaning to their name, let's head to Mr. Renosuke. Oh, no, that's Momishi. Poor Momishi. Here we have Renosuke, the 57 of his car. The meaning of that is, okay, this is a bit convoluted. He does run an antique shop, and one of the antiques that he has as a pet is a robot dog that he named... Oh, wait a minute. We have engine troubles, but let me finish what I was saying before we continue. So, as I paused it, the 57 stands for the year that the Laika mission was launched, since the robot dog that he owns is named Laika. And I just wanted to give him a unique number, and 57 was the name of the year of the Laika mission. So that is the amount that I chalked it up to. So let's head back to Miss Suika Ibuki. I could have explained that last part better, but oh well. So we appear to have trouble in lap 50, lap 50 here. Is this just engine trouble, or was it a collision? This may be engine trouble. We're going back a decent amount here. Is she still in contention for part of it? Yes, she is. So, if we head here for the cockpit view, she's driving well, going into the next turn. I believe this is turn 1, and there we go, engine troubles. That is going to put her right into the pits. She's gotten right off of the side of the road here, and that is... Has that brought on a yellow? No, it is still green. Still green right now. So poor Suika, she got some engine troubles. Now if we head back to Miss Flandra Scarlet, she is in the contention in the 6th place here. We are looking at her live cam. Actually, it's not live right now, but if we can make it live. Now it is live. We are back to live. Oh, and on her left, we have Ran Yakumo going for the pass. Oh, she's cutting inside into the wall. Oh, no. What happened here? Oh, we watched that live from the cockpit. Things keep happening here. All right. So let us rewind again. It's rewind time, gentlemen. Let's see what happened. That put her right into the wall. That is not going to help her day. So we have a similar situation. Remember last collision we had, I believe, Miss Reizenu Dongin Inaba and Miss Reiko Horikawa. They locked each other and slammed each other into the wall, I believe in the exact same position that this happened. So let's view this. So there they go, bottom left, or top right, bottom left, they drive both of them into the wall just like the last crash. Thankfully, Flandra was able to recover instead of flipping like Raisin, but this is almost an exact repeat of what caused that crash before, that second crash. So obviously Flandra has taken some damage in the wall from that, but Momoyo, she also has damage from a previous accident. So that is not going to help their days either. Let's see what they do. So of course, yep, that sends Flandra into the pits, but Momoyo is staying out. Let's follow her now. She has decent damage on her vehicle, but we'll see how long that can last, or will it lead to engine troubles. As for the rest of the pits, oh no, Suika Ibuki, it looks like she was not able to make it out of the pits. What about Flandra Scarlet? Will she be able to make it out either? It looks like she's having work done on her vehicle. She probably will be able to make it out of the pits. That didn't look like a day-ending crash there. Oh, let me pause here and replay the music, or keep it going. There we go. So yes, we've had 3 crashes so far. And following this pit camera, let's see if she can make it back out onto the racetrack, because we have had, I believe, 6 or 7 cars out of the running here. Uh-oh, I don't see her car restarting. That may be the end of her day. Oh, no. Oh, poor Flandre. We have had quite the wreck fest today. It is lap 50 and we have had... Oh, wait, nope, she's making it back out. Oh, you go, you go. So Flandre is attempting to make it back out. Let's follow Momoyo right here as she continues. She is in 8th place right now. Let's see if we can catch her trying to make some good time in her position. Anyone behind her? She has a decent amount of space. Is that Cherno behind her? Yes, that is Cherno. She's in 10th. Seems Cherno is doing her best to make up for that time she lost on the very first crash. So behind her is Keiki, of course. Now let's keep following. And we have Clown Piece as well in 12th, and she's still out despite that accident she had before. Now I'm going to take this moment to pause, and actually not pause, but we're going to keep running the sim, and we will go look at the standings. So Marisa is still in first place by, oh gosh, she has a good lead, a very good lead right now. In fact, let's find her, Marisa Kurosame. There she goes. She's had a very good day today. And behind her, Byakuren, Yomu, we have many. So we have 4 cars currently lapped. One of them that has joined the lapped crew is Flandre Scarlet. That pit cost her 3 laps. Poor Flandre. But she is still in the run. She is not out yet. As you can see, Suika Ibuki, she retired due to a valve issue. So that is unfortunate for her. Now if we pause here, I can make sure the simulation still works properly. But for the rest of the cars, they are still in contention, and Marisa is looking... She's about to lap some people. Let's see, Rinosuke has already been lapped so far, though. And then Clown Piece behind him. So, of course, they're letting Marisa pass, except for Clown Piece. Will she let Marisa pass or give her trouble? Okay, she's letting her pass. Good for her. Of course, Marisa just has a very good machine today. Everything is lined up for her. Let's go to 2nd place. Where's Miss Byakuren Hijiri? So she is in 2nd place. In front of her is Miss Flandre, who is 3 laps down. Some of these cars have gotten lapped a 4th time now, these two. Those poor people. But as we can see, right now, she holds a good lead as well. If we head over to Miss Mikko, Mikko is in 3rd, and she has a good lead in front of her as well. Behind that, the actual contention right now is for 4th place. When we have 4th place contention, there's just not that many cars on the track, you know? So we may even call the race early, depending on how this goes. So for 4th, we have a battle between, it looks like Hina Kageyama, Ran Yakumo, and behind her, Okina Matara. These are the 3 fighting for 4th. Of course, Okina is a bit behind the both of them. Oh, is Ran going for the pass here? She is. I believe she will make it too. So Ran has gained 4th place. And Okina is also coming up behind Hina. Hina does not have the fastest race car today. On each restart, she seems to gain ground from the accidents, but the restarts she has have not benefited her. She has continued to drop down each restart. Make sure I reset the chat here. We are now on lap 64 of 140. Now, we may not go to 140 if things get worse, but for now, we've had a lot of the field, way more of the field go out than I thought. But it has given us 3 interesting crashes to look at. Of course, that 2nd crash is the biggest one. It took out 5 drivers. That was just something. Now, of course, let's check the standings again. Uh-oh, it looks like we have another issue. Let's check on Miss Yomu Kanpaku. She has a header issue. Where is she? Oh, is she out? We may have not seen this as it happened. If we back up enough, we may be able to catch the moment it did. This may have happened some laps ago. Yes, it did. She's had another issue with her header. I forgot what part that is. But see the moment it happens, go into her point of view. Sorry we didn't catch that earlier, folks, but that's what happens in racing sometimes. Of course, she's behind Miss Mikko, and there it goes. There it blows. She's almost lost control as well, but she managed to get herself back on the inside and out of the banking of the turn. That is the end of her day. We have another driver out. That makes the field even more sparse, to be honest with you. Not the best day for car issues. Oof. So if we pause and head back to live, we can now catch up from the live point. And this is a bit loud, we will change a different view. Let's go to the helicopter view. Of course, we have Clownpiece and Renosuke, who have been right next to each other the whole time, giving each other a bit of a draft. They're allowing Miss Ran Yakumo to pass, and of course these two have been lapped 4 laps down, I believe. So they are still in the running, but their cars, of course, are noticeably slower than the competition. And it looks like Hina has still put herself in a fight to maintain this positioning she has, even though she has a slightly slower race car. But she did find herself behind Clownpiece, hoping to get a bit of a draft. We'll see if she can pull it off. Momoyo is coming up behind her, hoping for something. But I believe Momoyo is a few laps down, if I'm not wrong. Is she? No, Momoyo's in the running as well. So behind them, Keiki is the last car that hasn't been lapped. So if that is the case, she may be lapped soon. Where is Marisa? Let's head to our race leader, Marisa Kirasame. Head from a far chase. She is making excellent time. Because if she laps Keiki, that may just even add more insult to injury. Where's Byakuren? Byakuren is in second place, behind Marisa. A noticeable amount, a full 5 seconds behind first place. Then we have Miss Flandra Scarlet, who has been lapped. Then Mikko, who is in the running in third. Fourth place is Ran Yakumo so far. Then Okina Matara, pace car. Then Clownpiece, she's lapped. Renosuke, he's lapped. Chirino's lapped. Pace car again. And then we have Keiki in last. Where's Momoyo? There she is. So now that the field is much more sparse, I believe we won't see as many accidents. The only accidents we may see are more engine troubles. So we have had 2 direct engine troubles end someone's day, or just vehicle troubles. So if we do a crash recap while we're listening here, the first crash took out Miss Utsuho Ryuji, and that involved, I also believe, Miss Sane Kochia, who was then also involved in the second accident, and was one of the ones that got taken out by that second accident that took out 5 drivers. Of course, the ones that started this were Raiko and Raisin. Raisin flipped and was unable to continue, but I believe Raiko also was forced to retire? Yes, she was. Raiko was also forced to retire with all the force she went into the wall with. But of course, if Reimu and Sane had been a little quicker with their reaction times, of course they are rookies with it, but if they were a little quicker reacting, they would have spared the damage. Just that little bit of contact sheared off both of their front rights identically and shredded the tires, so it's just, yeah, they could not recover from that. I believe it also did some damage to the engines from debris, so that is not fortunate for them, and because of that, we only have 1, 2, 3, we have 8 cars that are not lapped right now. So that is a bit concerning for the rest of the race. We are on, I believe, what lap are we on? Lap 74. But these cars are making good time now that there aren't as many obstructions. Let me turn up the volume a bit more. There we go. That's a little bit too loud. There we go. Oh no, we caught an important moment right here. Miss Keiki has now been lapped. She has been lapped for the first time by our race leader, Marisa Kurosame, who is just gaining a further and further lead. So if you look at the standings, she is now a lap down. And now, because that best lap, if you think about it, Marisa's best lap is around a 22. And some of these cars are half a lap behind here. And Keiki just could not compete. Her car was too damaged, lost enough time, and she's now been lapped. And poor Clown Piece, she is just at the very back of the pack, 4 laps down, but she may still finish. I believe all of the cars that are running right now have a good chance of finishing the race, unless there are more technical issues. Let me make sure something didn't happen wrong here, because... Did a crash just happen? Because I saw a few people drop down a few seconds. Let's check in on Ran Yakumo. No, Ran's fine. I wonder why they lost a few seconds there. No, it was just racing. It looks like Ran got lapped by, or not lapped, but lost position to Okina. Of course, Okina's in front of her. Now, of course, Ran Yakumo is an important sponsor for today's event. She is the Shikigami, or the familiar, of Miss Yukari Yakumo, whose gap surfaces that she's provided have allowed this race to continue and be put on in the first place due to the studying of cars from the outside world. In fact, she did accidentally kidnap a NASCAR driver who was in his car working on something at the time in the shop. It was a bit of a kerfuffle, but we managed to get him there without completely having the Kappa dismantle his car, because they really wanted to. They're engineering little buggers. So it was lucky we got him back in one piece, but we were able to learn a lot from that and design these vehicles that are in use today. Oh, I believe Miss Okina just hit the wall. I don't know if that was a braking issue that caused that, but she's taken a little bit of damage from that. That may lead to a few lost seconds over the next few dozen laps, which could lead to her dropping back. She's entering the turns with a lot of speed is what I'm seeing, and she keeps sliding up the track. Something I do when I try to drive, because I am not the best driver either. That's why I'm not racing at this. I am just commentating. But of course, because the field has thinned out so much, from 20 drivers down to just, I believe, 12 or 11. So, and even of those 12, only 8 or so are competitive. But yeah, I put a lot of time into some of the decals. For example, Okina Matara, her power is opening back doors in places, kind of like portals, almost like Miss Yukari Yakumo. But because she has a meme of opening up doors in people and creating holes in space-time as well, people made that meme from about Rolf from that one show, Ed, Ed and Eddie, where it's like, life has many doors, Ed boy. It's hard to see it, but if we can get a certain angle on this car, I did put a reference to that on the side of the car. Wait, there it is. Right there where my cursor is, there is that little thing he opens in the screen to say, life has many doors, Ed boy. But that's just a little fun fact. Like, I try to throw little references in with all the designs of the cars that I make. So, and I've tried to make more. I actually made 4 of them this week after taking a bit of a hiatus in making some. Like, I hadn't even made Reimu's race car until a few days ago. Like, really, Reimu was one of the first ones I should have made, but oh well. Oops. But yeah, it seems we still have like one person in chat. Y'all enjoying the race so far? We are at lap 85. And of course, I may not go the full 140 just because of how the race is heading right now. Because it looks like Miss Marisa Kurosame's lead is unassailable. Head back to her. How much time is she making right now? Yeah, she is continuing to gain ground. Some of these cars are now more than half a lap behind her. The only ones, it seems second and third place are the only ones that aren't like full 3 seconds behind them. So there's Miss Byakuren Hijiri in second place, and then Momoyo following her. Again, it's the Buddhist and the Taoist fighting for second place. But it looks like there's a good second of lead between Byakuren and Mikko. Behind her is the lapped car of Flandre Scarlet. I'm surprised, even among the lapped cars, there are enough lapped cars that there may be some competition in there, but I don't see much. The cars that are lapped seem to be maintaining themselves fairly well. Of course, Miss Flandre Scarlet, who has been involved in one of the accidents, has managed to repair her car enough to be maintaining her speed fair enough, because she is drafting off the back of Mikko, who is in third place, managing to keep on to her position and stop herself from being lapped again. And of course, this is another group of lapped cars. Miss Keiki here has been lapped once, but the cars in front of her, the 11 of Clown Piece and the 57 of Rinosuke, have been lapped 4 times due to pit stops, due to damage. So, yeah, I believe Miss Clown Piece was one of the luckiest and unluckiest, as Clown Piece was involved in 2 accidents, 2 of the 3 today, and managed to keep her car out. So that is impressive in its own right. So as Keiki's also managed to maintain some damage in one of the crashes, but she, even without a back bumper, is still doing fairly well, has only been lapped once. So she's the first of the lapped cars. And she has managed to get in front of the other 2 lapped cars. So Keiki still has somewhat of a competitive vehicle, even if she has gotten lapped by our race leader, Marisa. And of course, heading back to Marisa, her car is pristine, hasn't been in an accident. She's doing pretty damn well right now. Her best lap is 22.5 seconds, so of course some of the other cars here are more than a lap behind. And of course some of them are more than half a lap behind as well. And of course, what's funny here, we have Cherno, who has been lapped 3 times, I believe, but she's in the 9th place. She's in the 9th position, and she's in the 9th car, and she is the number 9, so... Number 9, oh, 2 number 9s, number 9 large, number 6 with extra dip, number 7. But still, even with Cherno being involved in the first crash, that put her down 2 laps, which then turned into 3 laps. But because of that, she still managed to have enough repairs on her car to keep her out there. So I'm impressed with her performance, even with what she has gone through. But this goes to show you how weird this race can be. You see Miss Byakuren Hijiri about to lap our 4th place car, so she's in 2nd place. And then Okina Matara, if we head back here. Let's check the standings once again. As you can see, oh no, Miss Marisa is in the lead by 10 seconds. The only way I could see Marisa getting knocked out of first is if one of the lapped cars trips her up. I almost want to see that, to be honest with you. So of course the fight is for second, with Hina Kageyama still maintaining laps, even though she has a slightly slower car. She is managing to stay in contention and is currently in 6th place. So it is kind of sad when there's only 7 cars that are in the same lap as the leader, but what can you do when you have that many crashes, you know? Quite something to deal with. In fact, I am tempted here. What lap is this? It's lap 95. I'm tempted to accelerate the race, but if I do that, it won't simulate a lot. It'll just accelerate the pace of the race. That's the problem. I could accelerate a little bit for y'all, get closer to the checkered flag, because it would be better if we could cross the checkered flag. Even then, having a full race for us of 140 laps would be good for determining testing purposes. But right now it has been over an hour, and I am pretty content with ending this sooner, so I think I will do a bit of a time skip for now, as I believe this field is fairly separated. The only places I see contention in right now are between Okina and Hina, and even they have a good... almost a full second ahead of them. So let's do a bit of acceleration here. Alright, we're now at lap 110. Oh, and we skipped lap 120. Alright, we're skipping right close to the end here. And because of that, oh my. No, don't skip the lap 130. I wanted to go at regular speed. No, how do I get back to decelerate? That's how. Okay, well, we skipped the lap 135. We're just finishing the race up close to here now. We pay attention to the standings as the race has progressed. Oh, wow, the only ones in contention are Byakurin and Hina. All the rest have been lapped. Oh my. But as for the rest, I mean, all of them are still out, but Clownpiece has been lapped many, many times. Let me see if we can find her. There she is. She's been lapped 8 times. So not her best day right now. And of course, Chirno is right behind Okina. Okina's been lapped once, so is Ran. That's a bit of a disparity, though, to see such a... I mean, these are rookie drivers, so it seems Marisa has gotten the hang of things a bit sooner than some of the others here. Let's head over to Marisa here. We are lap 138. And we are finishing soon. We are approaching the checkered flag, or the white flag, sorry. And then we will call the race once that is over. There we go. We are on the white flag here. We're getting close to bringing that out. And we are at white flag right now. So, that will be the end of the race once this finishes. Check in on... we'll keep the flag on our leader here. There's actually, now we're on the white flag. This is the last lap she has, and then we will be finished with the race. Miss Marisa has kept it clutch the whole time. She has led almost the entire race, except for, I believe, 2 laps. If 2, maybe 1.5 laps. She was not leading. So she has pretty much dominated this entire race, and here she comes right around for the finish. And that is the race, folks. Following that, we have the rest of the vehicles here. Byakurin would get 3rd, and Hina is in 2nd place right now. And she has enough room for her to comfortably finish. There we go. Hina has taken 2nd, Byakurin 3rd, Ran 6th, and everyone is heading into the pits right now. Let's watch the view from the pits. So we also have Mikko as well here coming into the pits. All of our drivers here coming in to finish. That has been quite a race, especially at the beginning. Those first 50 laps were quite the spectacle, if I do say so myself. I believe I'm going to save the replay of that if I can. Of course, we have the rest of the cars here coming in. Save as test gas car. There we go. Save. Replay, save. Look at the final standings. Here, I'm going to take a picture of these final standings as well. Alright, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, our final standings are Marisa Kurosame in 1st, Hina Kagiyama in 2nd, Byakurin Hijiri in 3rd, Mikko Toyota in 4th, Okina Matara in 5th, Ran Yakumo in 6th, Keiki Hanayashi Tsushima in 7th, Chirno in 8th, Flandra Scarlet in 9th, Momoyo Izunamaru in 10th, Renosuke Morishika in 11th, Clownpiece in 12th, Yomu Kanpaku in 13th, Suika Ibuki in 14th, Reimu Hakare in 15th, Reiko Horikawa in 16th, Momiji Inubashiri in 17th, Reisen Udongi Inaba in 18th, Sane Kochiya in 19th, and Utsuho Riji in 20th. Of course, this has been quite the race, seeing that we've had 8 cars not finish the race out of the field of 12. Or, sorry, 20. We've only had 12 cars finish. But I want to give it to Clownpiece for sticking in despite being involved in 2 different accidents and managing to finish the race even after that. So, even 8 laps down, that is still a finish. And of course, this isn't Dover. It's a different place than Dover, don't worry. But yes, she led by a significant amount. And that is our race, my friends. We have had a pretty much full race for a test run. And I don't know if I'm going to do something like this again. I may wait until I have more cars made to do that, but we'll see. I just think it's good to see if I can test myself. I think I did okay. I don't know if I did okay commentating. I don't really know too much of the NASCAR lingo, so I don't know. Maybe I'll look into it more. Again, I don't follow NASCAR all the time, but when I do, it's interesting, so wanted to see if I could do a little bit of commentary. But anyway, I believe that will wrap up our day right here. That will put us at an hour-and-a-half stream. I think that's a healthy amount. And I will head to the ending soon. Alright, I would like to thank you all for joining. I may, depending on how I feel, I may make a highlight for that, but we'll see. Alright, you all have a good night, and I